Ron Kirk. Ambassador Ron Kirk is with me, the former US trade rep under President Obama. We have a lot to unpack here. First of all, let's get the big stuff out of the way. All right, so the mega reciprocals are on a 90-day hold except for China. What do you make of that, Ambassador?
You know, I told somebody the exhale that you're hearing, as I think a lot of companies, obviously the markets feel like the elephant got off our chest. But the problem is the elephant's still in the room. And as you alluded to in the previous conversation, Richard, if this made sense now, why didn't you do it a week ago? And that level of uncertainty, if you particularly for multinational companies that maybe are thinking about making the type of investments the presidents want, that isn't conducive to someone making billion-dollar bets that need to have some sense of stability in what the rules of the road are going to be. So, yes, it's a welcome reprieve, but the major uncertainty is still out there.
A 10% new base for everybody. Now, my guess is this is what the president is never going to change. He loves tariffs. We know that, 10%. But how? But it is actually a tripling of the average tariff rate that the US had with most of the world under MFN. So what effect does 10% have, do you believe?
Well, it is going to be harmful to some of our relationships, but more so than what that rate is. And given the context and the arbitrary nature of these tariffs, as I explained to a group a few weeks ago, it feels like somebody in the White House took the Karate Kid the wrong way, because it's kind of tariffs on, tariffs off. 10% is better than 30%. But it still is an escalation. And Richard, as you and I have talked, my major concern is countries just don't know if they can take the United States at our word anymore. Can they trust us? And also, even at the escalation to 10%, it will be challenged as a violation of our covenants and our trade agreements and under the WTO. And when the United States behave this way, we certainly give license to other players to do the same. So it's still going to be a disquieting period.
But now let's just say, the master of the art of the deal here, at the end of the day, the US is the largest market. And even if you can't trust the US in quite the way as you could, you still want to play in this massive market. So does it really matter that, you know, the argument that Howard Lutnick put in, that this is the biggest customer, therefore, well, so you don't like us, you don't trust us, whatever, you're still going to go along with us because we are the largest market. And anyway, what else is our Western democracies going to do? Cozy up to China?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, if you listen to some of the responses of leaders around the world, they certainly are exploring other options. And if Secretary Lutnick believes that, then we should act that way. Made in America is one of the most treasured brands in the world. People do want to do business with us. But part of that is their belief that we are guided by some fundamental principles of fairness, of application of the rules of law. And while I think we are their preferred destination, there are other competitors out there that have looked on at our success with envy over the last 40, 50 years that are willing to step into the breach. And I just think that's a very risky bet for our country to make. And I don't know that a 90-day reprieve for other world leaders to presumptively come and bend the knee to this administration is going to be enough to alleviate those concerns.
Ambassador, I'm grateful for you. We love having you on the program. We love talking to you and hearing your perspectives, born of great experience. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Richard, thanks for having me.